Hey guys, Ninja Wolf here. I'm going to show you a tutorial today for MixItUp bot. I have a button on my soundboard that allows users to press it and donate sparks. It increases every push, and the person at the end of the stream wins a prize. So we're going to show you today how to make that happen. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is go to Mixer, click on your profile icon on the top right, and at the bottom of the screen, click Dev Lab. This will take you to where you actually create your MixPlay project. You do that by clicking the MixPlay project at the top left. Now, if you already have something to connect to, you can connect to your project. Otherwise, you can create a new project, which is what we're going to do for the purpose of these tutorial videos. We're going to have a project called Video Tutorials. It always wants a project game now. So if you don't have a project game you'd like to connect to, just connect to other. Now this will open up a new page. You want to click the build button at the top left, and that will take you to where you actually build your soundboard. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make a button that just says My Button. And that's a button. Click Add. The text for this is whatever you want it to be. We're just going to go with My Button again, and we're going to start the spark cost off at 1,000. The border color will be red, and the background color will also be red. There we go. And now you want to drag this button over wherever you want it on the scene. We're going to put it right here. We're going to make it as square as we can get it. And the reason why we're making it square is because it's going to have their mixer icon in here, and we want it to look normal and not skewed. So you want to create the button and then click Save, and then you'll need to go to MixItUp bot. Once you get MixItUp bot open, you want to click on the menu at the top, click the MixPlay option, and this will bring you over to where your soundboards will be. Now, you're going to want to connect to the one you just created, which I have all these. We have the video tutorials. That's what we're going to connect to. And there's My Button. You'll see that right there because you saved it in the Dev Lab, and now it's going to show up in the MixPlay section of MixItUp bot. We're going to start building our command right now as an advanced command. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change the button text. Now I can tell you that the change the button text, the button cost, and the button image all have to be put in twice, at least with my experience. There's something about a disconnect between the Mixer Constellation and MixItUp's controls that make you have to do it twice. Otherwise, it doesn't update properly. So I always add it twice. You can try it once if you want. I highly recommend doing it twice. So first thing we need to do is add an action, and that's going to be the MixPlay action. And we're going to go to Update Control. Now the control ID is whatever the Dev Lab, the name of the button in the Dev Lab, which mine is just My Button. So that's my control ID is going to be My Button. I'm going to add that. The field name is going to be text. And then the updated value is going to be the username of whoever pushed the button last and whatever extra text you want. So $sign username, and I always put owns this button. The next thing is changing the value of the button, how much it's going to cost. So we have to do a couple of things to make this happen. First thing we have to do is to add a random amount. And the way we're going to do that is to create a new special identifier. The special identifier name, I do add amount. And then the replacement text for that will be this random number 1,000 to 5,000. Now what this will do is this will actually pull a random number between 1,000 and 5,000 and call it add amount. I failed to mention earlier, I like to name these as I go so I know what they do. So this is how you change the button text. This is going to be add random amount, and you don't have to do this. This is just for my clarification in my own head so that I remember what these do. So the next thing we're going to do is make another special identifier, add that. And this one is going to be called new cost. So the way we add the new cost is, first off, this will be named new cost. The replacement text will be MixPlay control cost plus the add amount. The add amount is what we just created. The MixPlay control cost is how much it currently costs. It starts off at 1,000 for me, and then it adds that random amount between 1,000 and 5,000 and calls that new cost. Now the next thing we're going to do is actually change the button cost. So what we're going to do is come back down here to MixPlay, add that as an action. We're going to make update control. Again, the control ID is my button or whatever you choose to call your button. The field name is going to be spark cost. And then the updated value is going to be $new cost. And this will actually change the value of the sparks that will have to be spent on the button. And the next thing we'll want to do is add their image to the button. We're going to go to MixPlay. This will be change image, only spelled properly. This is going to be update control. Again, my button. The field name is going to be background image. And the updated value is user avatar. This is a variable in MixItUp bot that actually pulls the user's avatar directly from Mixer. So whatever their icon is on Mixer, that's what will go on that button. And what I like to do is add a sound. Now you can add any sound that you want, or you can add no sound. I just like to add a sound because it lets the user know audibly that they've done something. It also gives me a trigger in my ears while I'm playing the game that somebody's just pushed the button, and I can interact with what's going on with them using the button. So I add a sound, just like that. But they're also going to cause something to go off on the overlay. So we're going to do an image on the overlay. It's going to be the default overlay. Then the file path or the URL. This is simply user avatar. I like to do mine at 100 by 100. You can put it anywhere you want on the screen for the sake of keeping things the way I do mine. We're going to do pixels. The left pixel position is going to be 500 from the left, and the top pixel position will be 925 from the top. Layer position doesn't really matter. We're gonna keep that up there for 15 seconds. It's gonna bounce in, up, and bounce, and fade out. Bounce in, up, and fade out with no visible animation. What these actually do is this keeps it on the screen for 15 seconds. You can do the entrance animation, anything you want. There's a variety of things you can do. I like the bounce in, and then it will just simply fade out. The visible animation is while it's on the screen, it can do a number of things from shaking, swinging, wobbling, flipping, whatever. I don't really want anything on there for mine, so we're just going to leave it at that. So that'll be overlay image. The next part is going to be some text that we're going to add. So again, overlay. The type is going to be text. Overlay is going to be default. And the text we're going to use is the username. So whoever just pushed the button. So not only are you going to see their image with this one, you're also going to see their name with this one. I have the size set to 48. The font color is white. The font name is Roboto, and then the shadow is black. You can change the boldness, italic, underline, whatever you want, and you can change this to anything you want. Play around with this, make it your own, make it do what you want it to do. It can be any size you want, it can be any position on the screen you want, but again, we're going to go with what I've got. So the left pixel position will be 610 from the left, and the top pixel position will be 925. Again, duration needs to be the same exact thing as the overlay image, 15 seconds, bounce in up, and fade out. So that's going to be the overlay username. We're also going to add one more little piece of text. So again, back to overlay, text, default overlay, and I always put now owns this button, or excuse me, the button. Now owns the button. We're going to set the size to 36. Font color again is going to be white. You can do any font you want. I use Headliner, which is kind of my signature font. Shadows again black. Pixels, well, you want it to line up with the text that you just did on the left. So 610 from the left, and then the top pixel position will be 980. Duration is going to be 15 seconds. Bounce in up and fade out. Again, no visible animation. So all three of these are set now. That's going to be the overlay added text. So now all three of these, the image, the username, and the added text that says now owns this button, will all pop up on screen when they push the button. So the next thing I do is I also have the person's name pop up in chat that just pushed the button. So we're going to do a chat message. Add that. You can send it to streamer if you want, which I do. I like to make mine italic in the chat, so Mixer's command for italic is /ME. I like to tag the user so that they know that it works. So at $username now owns the button. I told you when we first started this process that I like to duplicate the change button text, cost, and image just to make sure that it goes through properly with Mixer. So let's do that now. I'm going to duplicate the image. I'm going to duplicate the cost, and we're going to duplicate the text. And of course, we're going to move these where they need to be: the text, the cost, and then the image. So text, cost, image, text, cost, image. And I don't know that that's a necessity to do, but I do like to make sure that they're in the same order just to be on the safe side. Maybe that's just my OCD kicking in. Now that we're done with all that, you want to hit save, and that saves the button. So it's as simple as that to make your button work properly. So thanks guys for watching the video. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, guys, make sure that you leave them below in the comments. Make sure you hit subscribe. If you like this tutorial, I will be doing more for MixItUp, as well as Minecraft videos and other random videos, clip videos from my Mixer clips and stuff like that. So thanks for hanging out, guys. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.